What is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel for another album review. I'm your boy Naseem the Dream.
Yeah,
MDD.
yeah, that's right.
MDD.
That's right.
MDD. Today I will be reviewing rapper French Montana's newest LP, They've Got Amnesia. 37-year-old Moroccan-American rapper French Montana has returned with the newest LP, They've Got Amnesia. French Montana brings another full-length, hour-long project to his discography, adding to over 30 projects with mixes of mixtapes and albums. Some of French Montana's most acclaimed music comes off his 2017 record Jungle Rules. Of course, I'm referring to the single Unforgettable featuring one half of Ray Shremmerd, Sway Lee. Off of that record coming up to this point, I have noticed a pattern in his songwriting and his strategies in constructing his work. I've noticed that French Montana likes to bloat his projects with many big names in modern hip-hop in that current year. And I started to feel like French Montana started to do this to bring more appeal from his audience so they could really play through his albums due to French Montana not really being able to carry the weight by himself. French Montana to me has been lacking great amount of creativity and his thought when it comes to his writing, in particular with his lyricism, which I have found to be very mediocre ever since. However, after hearing Montana's feature on Benny the Butcher's tape The Plugs I Met Too, on the song Longevity, I was actually impressed to see what he can actually give something significant to a song more than I've ever really found coming off from French Montana. So with this album listen, I came in hoping to see that same energy and come up with something clever and likable, disregarding the singles that came out before this LP. But unfortunately, the streak continues. The start of this LP is a bit questionable. I don't get why he made the interlude a separate track when the same beat carries over and it just has a weird break into it. It kind of just throws off the listener. Next track, Fuck With Me Get It Back, kicks off with the horn section off of Shakira's Hips Don't Lie that I didn't really find to be a great remake on here. I didn't really find the new uses of horns to be that intriguing. Even though I don't think some of these beats are that bad, I can't really take them seriously on most on this LP. I really found most of those bars in the song, I don't really care when he goes off beat for a second. I just wanted to be put out of my misery right then and there. For the strategy I mentioned, bringing big names in current hip-hop, not all of them bring something to the table from Montana's album. Like for example, I didn't really care for that Pop Smoke and Lil Durk feature. I'm not really interested when it comes to artists bringing Pop Smoke after his passing, trying to like bring that New York drill influence, because for the most part, what I found in some of those artists that have really brought them onto their projects after his passing, they haven't really put the nail on the bun when it comes to Pop Smoke's own music. But there are some good moments on the LP for sure. I did have a personally good time hearing Rick Ross and John Legend on the same track. But even bigger surprise, I actually really enjoyed Kodak Black's verse on the song Mopstick. I really think that he had a great chemistry with this lo-fi beat. He worked really well in here, probably one of the biggest highlights on the LP. And then with the song Doja Cat and Saweetie, would probably have some of the best rapper chemistry on the album and probably in hip-hop today. One of my most enjoyable listens was a song Didn't Get Far with rapper Fabulous, bringing in that late 2000s nostalgia. Feels really good to the ears, especially if you were a past hip-hop listener around the time. I was really hoping not to glorify all the features on French Montana's album like how most French Montana records go, but thankfully not all the solo songs are terrible. There's actually some notable production out together for him on some of these tracks. So when it comes to the overall quality of the record, I do think that most of the production in these beats can be kind of half-baked, mainly with the songwriting. I really do feel like Montana can bring some great producers to help with the quality when it comes to his records and songs, but I still feel like Montana lacks a great, tremendous skill when it comes to his lyricism and his songwriting. There's just so many of the songs, especially when you go an hour length on an album, that are just not memorable. Don't make me want to go back to it and trying to really figure out what he's saying. It's not really that interesting. Conceptually, French Montana doesn't bring anything new to the table, mainly embracing that typical modern hip-hop lyricism and getting money, getting bitches, that kind of shit. But there are some tracks that do feature Montana getting a little bit personal with his struggle of going through the road to success. But after the listen, I will conclude that I am leaving the LP empty-handed. I just really don't understand off of playing that particular track how he can go off of a verse like that and actually come off very eye-popping and very bold, but you can't do that for your own music. You can't do that for your own projects. It is very important that you're able to do that for your own music and not just on features. Typically, when it comes to hip-hop or any music in general, your features might be some of your most lacking work due to maybe someone writing for you, or you're not really giving too much thought, or you're trying to save your thought for what you really want to come out with when your future music. So I guess I'd have to go back and really see who really wrote those lyrics. Was it really Montana? Because if so, dude, what are you doing? You have it in the back book. You have it in the back of your head. I know you can do this. Please do it. Because that verse was great. I'm telling you. If you play French Montana, if you know French Montana for a while, if you've been playing him ever since 2008, you really don't really see the flair in his music and his writing and his lyricism as a hip-hop artist. But when you go to that song, you see an evoluting bold statement off of his verse, making you feel like he can actually compete in the hip-hop game, especially when you are rapping with big-time rappers who are underground but are very, very talented, like Benny the Butcher. So unfortunately, with all of that said, I'm gonna give French Montana's They Got Amnesia a 44%. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and share, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell as well to always keep notified on my newest content. Down in the description, you'll see the separate tracklist ratings I have for the album and also the links to my social media accounts so you can keep up with me on the daily. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.